Hey everybody, we're just here to show you Dave's or Bruce's Dave poster in the background here. That's all for today. Bye.
Where?
Can you?
Oh,
it's right behind your head, dude.
oh. Should I move it? I don't feel like.
I think it's good.
I need to put something. No, I need to put something up here. Some wall decor.
I think it's weird to have images of your friends on your stuff.
It's very weird on your stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, super weird.
It's very strange.
Hey Robin, what's up? So this I got tagged in a bunch of tweets tonight. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Everything apparently.
It's chaos, Lauren.
Yeah. So before we get into some of the heavier stuff, let's look at this real quick. This is a 1-page document that Rob sent me earlier. There was some sort of case management thing, and I guess they're gonna refile Laura's criminal case under a different case number, which will probably I'm assuming they're going to combine all the charges into one case.
I would think so. Now, Lauren.
Oh, dude, Bruce froze for me.
Did have Bruce you memorized the case numbers?
Oh my god, Bruce, you froze, dude.
What?
You froze.
Am I frozen now?
No, you're good now.
Am I frozen?
No. But you could sing Let It Go just to test it. Yep, there you go.
Okay, now, Lauren, have you memorized the case numbers? CR 2025-006831-001?
No, I have not. I have so much information to take in between the two things that I follow and my job and my everything else. There's absolutely no way I'm going to memorize that. It's just not going to happen.
That's understandable.
If I wanted to know the case number, I would just text Rob.
Okay. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, true. Sure. Or I guess I could put it on a poster. There's that.
A Post-it note.
Yeah. I don't have any Post-its, so.
I don't either.
Probably just going to use a Sharpie. Okay, so let's see. So there was a superseding indictment. Let's see. Additional charges filed. Discovery has been disclosed. The case will be dismissed in favor of new indictment. State will be making a plea offer within the next 2 to 3 weeks. She's not going to take that. You think she's going to take that? Doesn't matter what it is. She's not going to take it.
I think it depends on what it is.
Nah, she's not going to take it.
I think it's unlikely.
Waste of time.
Well, there's two. Okay, there's two theories of the case that I have on this. One is it's unlikely she's going to take any plea deal at all if it involves her having to sort of admit to things.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Or something like that. My other theory of the case is that they are going to effectively create a whole new schedule for this trial.
Right.
Once they go to this new indictment and start rescheduling. Yeah. It does not in her best interest to take a plea deal right away. This is like a game of chicken. They need to do back and forth negotiation right up to the point when they're about to bring the jury in for the trial to start, or select the jury or something. That's when you want to, if you're going to take a deal, you wait until then. Like you wait until the last minute and then you take the deal. Because
I'm sure she's
hopefully, theoretically, you'll get the best deal. Now, the other side knows they're going to do all this. They may not.
Sure.
They may not let them play chicken, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I don't know. I imagine her doing something like she did, like what Omar was talking about in Mike's case, where she was like, "Yeah, we have a deal or whatever. We'll accept this compromise." And then she was like, "Nah, never mind." Like an hour later or something. I expect something like that to happen.
Yeah, you can't make a deal with Laura like a verbal phone call. You can't just do a phone call.
No. No, she's gonna she'll be like, "Yeah, I'll take a deal."
You got to have notarized contacts. You got to make sure the notary isn't, a JFC. You got to like dot all your I's, cross all your T's, right?
No, she's gonna be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it." After her attorney spends countless hours trying to convince her that this is the best thing for her, she's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And then the next day she'll show up and be like, "You know what? I want to fire my public defender." That's what's gonna happen. Guaranteed. Not guaranteed, but like it's I have a pretty good feeling about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know at what point a deal in a plea deal becomes a point of no return, and you can't just change your mind, right?
Medium.com article. My attorney's trying to force me to say that I wasn't pregnant when I clearly was, but it's the only way I can stay out of jail.
She has fired lawyers who tried to get her to do things that she didn't want to do before, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Shame she wasted up all that money on those attorneys too, because she's gonna need it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Some additional reports and subpoena returns will be disclosed within the next 2 weeks. State will likely be filing a 404B motion. I read that was something about past behavior or past conduct. Do you know what that is?
Pattern of behavior.
Pattern of behavior. Okay.
So this gets into sort of character evidence territory, I think, is where the 404B. Chat will correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, dude, I had no time to look this stuff up today.
But I believe, because 404B, I think it came up in the Lori Vallow Daybell case, where she was constantly trying to sort of say, everybody loves me. I made green chili chicken enchiladas, and you must have eaten them, right? You remember how good they were. And the prosecutors were like, if we're getting into character witness character testimony, that's going to open up the door to talk about how she had been convicted of other crimes and a pattern of behavior.
Yeah.
So that may be what this is about. Miku's headphone says 404B is a waste of time. Kelly Ballerina says 404B is prior bad acts. They want to bring in the Mike Margini stuff. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of getting to, you can get into the other things that you otherwise can't talk about.
Sure.
So these are things like motions in limine, where you got to figure it all out before the trial actually starts. You can't figure it out during the trial. You have to agree.
Okay, so it looks like this went to them before her previous lawyer withdrew.
Yes.
So what was this, the 18th? Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's been almost a week. Jesus, time is flying, dude. It's almost December.
I don't understand.
Hey, Danny, what's good?
And December 2nd is a big day because there's 3 different court things happening.
Yeah.
At least on December 2nd.
Unless
they move them.
They moved. Oh no, I thought they moved one of them, but it's just 2 different dates. So no. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But 2 of them are at the same time, basically. So that's kind of confusing, right?
10 minutes apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Laura. She has to do the debtor's exam for the Clayton case, where she owes the money. And then 10 minutes later, she has to go to the case management for this criminal thing.
Isn't it the other way around?
No, I think the debtor was first. And 10 minutes later is this criminal one.
Because the debtor
I could be wrong.
The debtor thing is going to take way longer than...
I know. That's why I said it didn't sound good to me. She's not in a good place because, if it was just the case management thing, maybe she could just go there for 5 minutes and then dip out and call back in. So she may do some wheeling and dealing in terms of the scheduling.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Gingras is over on the north side with his DUI or whatever.
Oh, is that on the 2nd too?
Yep.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I haven't, to be honest, I haven't tried to tune in at all to any of the hearings that he was supposed to have in that case. I was just like, whatever happens is going to happen. I'm not going to spend too much time on that guy's DUI case.
Yeah, I know. Rob has been going in person and checking everything out, which is very interesting. So
yeah, he keeps me up to date. So I'm just kind of like, I don't really talk about that too much. So unless there's something significant happening, I'm not going to pay too much attention to that. He's just kind of boring me with his continuances. So, is this something new today? I mean, we just got this, so yeah.
That's correct.
Anyways, let me pull up this tweet from Justice for Clayton Twitter that I saw.
It's new
earlier.
to us.
Yeah. One sec, guys. As you can see, I'm totally prepared for this. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Gingras.
So I got tagged in this.
So big compared to ours.
Well, when I do the thumbnails, it's just my fault. But yeah, I just enlarge the images unevenly.
Real close,
yeah. It's my fault. Anyways, they said the Attorney Discipline Probable Cause Committee of the Supreme Court of Arizona voted 7-0-2. 2 members were not present to find probable cause to discipline David Gingras on 6 counts. No wonder he's been throwing a temper tantrum on his blogs. And I guess this happened in September, which he failed to mention all this time that he's been talking about this.
Oh my,
He left that
9:15.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a while ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Now is this? I don't know. Is this the same as Instagram? This account or
the Twitter? No, they're run by different.
Even know.
They're run by different people.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So I haven't seen I've seen obviously the links to victims Laura Owens here, but
yeah, I saw this on Instagram too, and I was trying to figure out who figured it out first.
Oh yeah, I don't know because I only see things when I get tagged in them. Otherwise,
exactly.
Like, people send me stuff, people tag me and stuff. But when it comes to actually like going and getting the information myself, I'm kind of like, there's no way I could keep track of all that and be like spamming Pacer for Baldoni all the time. You know what I mean? So, like I gotta have a life, so I'm kind of like waiting because I know there's a lot of people I can count on to like keep me up with that stuff. So we appreciate you guys, awesome. Everybody on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and these websites. They all the best. Victims, Laura Owens, all that stuff. So if I left anyone out, I'm sorry, but there really are a lot of people who are.
Oh yeah, everybody's watching this, and it's just a matter of time, right? If somebody doesn't find the documents, somebody else will. So to all the people that were looking out for these documents and going, sometimes you got to go in person and get these things. So it's really appreciated. Yeah. Whoever found it first, whoever reported on it, it's all appreciated.
Well, Steve was hauling his butt to the courthouse all the time in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Too. So like, there's always somebody.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that. Because like, who wants to pay for a runner? So it's nice that people are just like volunteering their time.
I will.
Yeah. Otherwise, that could get tricky. You said you would?
Yeah, I'll pay.
Okay, well, you don't have to though. I mean, if you really want to, I'm sure they would accept your money.
We could buy Steve some scones or something.
Yeah, the one time I went to the courthouse with Steve, I don't think I told this story. Generally, before we get into these documents, let me go on a side quest with you guys real quick. I was in San Francisco the second time for Mike's hearing, which, obviously what happened there. But the day before, I was with Steve and we went to the courthouse to pick something up. And we went in the Waymo and I was just like dancing around to Taylor Swift and making Steve sing to it so I could embarrass him on my Instagram story.
In the Waymo.
Yeah. And then I guess I like put my phone in my pocket or I sat on it or something. And then we get out of the car and I'm getting all these calls from my family. And so I pick up the phone. I'm like, hello. And they're like, are you okay? And then I guess I accidentally activated that emergency signal on iPhone, which I guess if you like press a button a certain number of times, it'll do that. And it's supposed to be for like health problems or like a real emergency. You know what I mean? So like it sent a text to everybody that I put as my emergency contacts, but I set those contacts like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it sent a text saying, Laura Neidigh is sending you this message because she's having an emergency or whatever. And that's not exactly what it said. And it's like, this is her location. And it sends them my location in San Francisco. So my ex-girlfriend from 3 years ago that I did not have a good breakup with at all got that message. My godmother, her son, an old coworker who I haven't talked with in a very long time, and lots of other people, including my family members, got this text message because when I was still working at the hospital, it was in a really bad area. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just put like a bunch of people on here in case something really bad happens because there were a lot of crimes and stuff happening in the parking lot at night and I would get off after dark. So I put like 1 million emergency contacts. And so I just like scared the shit out of everyone. And then the people who didn't even bother to call or text me at all, I was like, well, you're dead to me. So yeah.
So maybe they're busy. Yeah, no, that's why you put multiple people in there.
I'm walking through the courthouse like, yes, mom, I'm fine. Like, like just shouting at people on my phone. Like, can you just leave me alone? Like, what's going on here?
No, they have to check.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. That was a crazy day. But yeah. It was a good time though. Going on that trip, even though there was no actual hearing. Anyways, my ex-girlfriend is no longer on my emergency contacts, if anyone was wondering.
That's fair.
You were. Yeah.
I'm still a little hung up that you were playing Taylor Swift with Steve in the Waymo, and you didn't play any Taylor Swift with me in the Waymo. So.
No, I was busy listening to your existential crisis.
Uh-huh.
And if anyone missed that,
I see how it is.
Yeah, okay. I was going to play it in the room, but then the lady from housekeeping just happened to be there. And then, so I kidnapped Bruce and I made him come back to my hotel.
She was down to party. We could have popped some Monster Energy drinks.
We could have, but the English was not her first language. And I was doing a very bad job communicating with her. So like I kidnapped Bruce and I made him come back to the hotel with me before we went out. And we get there and the lady from housekeeping is cleaning, but she doesn't really understand what I'm saying, and I don't really understand what she's saying. So I kept trying to tell her, like, no, we're fine, we're good. And I guess she thought we're good meant keep cleaning. So Bruce and I are just in the room, and the lady she just keeps cleaning.
You did tell her to vacuum. I heard
I didn't mean to.
I know you didn't mean to, but you did tell her very clearly that she should just keep vacuuming.
No. That's not what I was trying to say at all, dude.
I know that's not what you were trying to say, but that is what you did say.
Jesus Christ.
As a third-party observer,
she was correct to communicator, all right?
She was correct to continue vacuuming after your conversation.
Oh my God. No, I just wanted her to leave. I was like, it's all good. It's all good. You don't have to do that. But no, she finished. It just took a little while. Yeah. Anyways, I had lots of problems on that trip. Let's put it that way. Lots of communication errors.
Everything is fine.
No, it's not fine. All right. So let's
Everything is fine.
They have links to the Volo website here. Let's pull that up real quick. They have a whole page here with David's stuff. So that's
I like this purple.
I know, right?
Background.
Well, like, that's their whole theme.
It's vibes.
Where's the homepage of this here? It's like a whole. You go in here, it's like Clayton dancing, and then you got everything on there. So yeah, we'll go back here. Okay. So there were some different probable cause orders here. There were 6, I think, right?
Oh wow.
One of them was somebody in the chat earlier. I don't know if I should say that out loud. I mean, they did announce it in the chat, but still.
What is in these? I don't know that I've seen these things.
So did you know that Laura Owens' parents filed bankruptcy? I did.
We do.
It was a long time coming, apparently. I'm not very financially savvy, but Tiff has been explaining that to us. But yeah.
Yeah, you had Big Tiff Dog on your channel numerous times, and now she's over on her own channel doing her own series on the bankruptcy. So if you're interested in the bankruptcy, go over to Big Tiff Dog's channel.
Yeah. So this is like, these are they're all pretty much the same. It's like one page, right? So I'll show you a couple more here.
Oh, okay. So there's no details in them.
No, not really.
Okay.
So it just shows you the file number 25-1230, 24-1692. So yeah, it's not like, yeah.
I'm going to assume you haven't memorized these numbers either.
Dude, no. I'm not with the memorizing of the numbers, okay?
That's fine.
I do my best. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Oh, there she is. It's me. I'm the proud owner of bar complaint 24-3080.
Is one of these you, Lauren? What's going on?
No, because I didn't even file mine until like a month or 2 ago.
So I think we probably know one of them is Judge Mata, and one of them is Dr. Dean's.
Mm-hmm. And one of them is Cat Lady Ballerina.
And apparently one of them is Cat Lady Ballet. And so that's 3.
Right.
What are the other 3, Lauren?
I don't know, dude. I'm assuming one of them might be Mike's, right?
Ooh, Mike is a good one.
Could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'd have to ask him, or I don't know if he can say it or not. But my YouTube shut itself down in the middle of my sentence. She's so proud. I was like, I don't know if I should say who it is. She's like, it's me. It's mine.
Broccoli says it's not juicy.
It's not.
Broccoli is never juicy. I mean, or I think they mean these documents actually. There's nothing,
Well, there's this one thing that I did want to read, which was not Dr. Dean's report. Sorry. This one. So
Dr. Dean's report is a quality document.
Well, yeah, but not for the purposes of what I'm trying to do tonight, which is not read about a fake pregnancy.
Yeah.
So these are alleged violations of Judge Mata's February 26th order. So this is something he also put on his blog here in this context. Give me 1 second. Where did he put this from? Okay, so he said, since today I want to cover a totally different bullshit claim the bar guy is making. And mind you, like, he's talking about this stuff like it hasn't already happened, even though it did apparently happen in September that they decided this was like a real issue. So he's thinking it's not going to go anywhere. I'm like, well, they found probable cause to, like, and then of course in his blog before this one, he's like threatening a lawsuit. He shared a 1-page screenshot of a lawsuit he apparently drafted and was like asking his superiors or somebody else at the Arizona. I'm not quoting him directly, so I could get some details wrong, but saying that he asked the rest of the Arizona State Bar to look at it and just like go over it before doing anything else. And they were like, no. And so he's like, well, and I'm going to sue. You know what I mean? So that was a whole mess.
He seems a little perturbed by all of this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me see if we can zoom in a little bit more so people can see. Yeah, there we go. So
one of them could be PS Creative Studios.
Oh, you're right. I'll have to ask Layla. I'll ask Layla for her file number. Let me message her right now. Give me 1 second. Can you read those 2 paragraphs while I message her and ask?
And yes, Dr. Deans is the Planned Parenthood expert at the June 10th hearing. That's correct. Clayton's expert witness. Today, I want to cover a totally different BS claim the bar guy is making. Now, I don't know. I think if somebody started calling me something like bar guy, I would probably put it on my LinkedIn profile. Because it's like, this dude can now go around where his job being like, hey, I'm the bar guy. Like, I think it's cool. And this is something the JFC crazies raised very early on. So this is interesting. So it's basically like, the community caught it first. Good job, community. That's you guys. You guys caught it first. It's amazing. I.e., the idea I violated a court order by releasing Dr. Dean's report. The bar guy looked at the file and they're really saying you violated a court order? I mean, alleged violation of order. Oh, an order in the court. Okay, I see. Okay, this makes sense. The bar guy looked at the file and agreed 100% with JFC's position on this. Of course he did. Why? Because we're right? This is crazy. It's always so funny when he points out like that a judge or the judge's boss or the 3-judge appeals panel or the Arizona Supreme Court or the county attorney Rachel Mitchell all agree with those crazy JFCers. Like if everybody agrees,
right?
Maybe the problem's with you, sir, Mr. Gingras. Okay, but sorry, you're both wrong. Here's why. Ellipses. I can't stand ellipses, guys. You know me. Since a lot of people criticize me for only including excerpts from the bar guy's report, here's the entire section. Wait, he was supposed to explain why, and now he's just like, here's the bar guy report. What? This explains why he's wrong? No. Okay, anyway, where he talks about this issue, which forms overlapping complaints from Holly Wamick and Dr. Deans. And who is Holly Wamick?
This was like a blogger. Can somebody tell me who that is if we know? If he's doxing somebody, then I don't want to go there. But I've seen this name before, and I'm afraid it was on his blog. So I don't want to dox anybody, but if anybody does actually know who that is, like if it's a public figure, please say so.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Overlapping complaints. Yeah. So that's interesting. So this is somebody who figured it out, and Dr. Deans figured it out.
Yeah.
I'll embed this below, but I'm not sure how user-friendly that is. So here's the link where you can grab the full PDF. Okay, and then he's got a PDF. Mm-hmm. Does he explain why we're wrong?
We've only seen it from him. Okay, so we're not going to dig into Holly then, because he likes to dox people who, he retaliates definitely when people file bar complaints like he did against Ducky. So I think it's a person whose name shouldn't be shared unless. Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, he did put it here, so I it's too late now. I wish I had seen this before, so I could skip it, but we won't make that mistake again. So in the future,
it's on his website.
Yeah, so let's pull, and so is my home address, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move that off the screen.
What a goofball.
Yeah. So somebody said, or what did Cat Lady say up here? Hang on. There was something she said that I wanted to put up. Dr. Dean's, I'll embed this below, but I'm not sure how user friendly it is. So here's a link. You can grab the full PDF. So we'll read the PDF in a second, but so there's a good guess here. Let me see. Dude, where the hell did that comment go? I have such a hard time navigating this. Somebody says one internet blogger. Nope, we're not going to put that name up there. Dr. Dean's, Mata, Mike, Cat Lady 6, ? I don't know. Somebody asked if it was, one of them was mine, but like I said, this happened on September 15th. I didn't even file mine until well after that. It was last month. So,
okay.
So it wouldn't be me. I know that Ducky's got
these allegations don't these allegations don't match the events you were talking about related to the California case. So there's just a lot of oh my gosh. Right. He's got 6 different issues he's got to deal with.
So far. so far. And that's in Arizona.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on in California. I don't know if anybody ever filed a complaint against him in California. I wouldn't be surprised if I were, and I'm just speculating. I have not asked Omar about this. I'm very careful with what I, was saying or asking him when he was representing Mike in his case. So I never asked about this, but I was thinking if I were Omar during all that, I was like, I would totally, file a complaint against him. I don't know if he did or not. So I can't speak for him. He's not here. So
yeah, who knows? I mean, and if it's a private person who's been watching the case or something, it might even be a fake name, right? We don't know. Like,
can you send a fake name with a bar complaint? Don't you have to give your real information?
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe you can give partial correct information and then they can contact you for more or something like that. Or basically like a pseudonym. Like if you're that umbrella guy, like maybe you could just file a bar complaint as that umbrella guy and people will be like, oh, okay, I know who that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right. But I don't know, like, because they have to contact you, right? So I was in touch with them back and forth.
Yeah.
And they didn't dismiss my complaint, but they haven't told me what they're going to do with it yet. So I don't know what would have happened if I used a pseudonym. You know what I mean? Because I've had the I don't want to call it like a privilege, but I guess so. I've had a privilege of not having to worry about masking myself when I do stuff like file a complaint because I'm already out here with my face and name. I don't have kids. I don't have family members who are my dependents. So there's a lot less for me to worry about than a lot of other people who commentate online. So, I've never had to think about that. I'm not sure. Yeah. Somebody says it's Greg. I don't know, man. I have no idea. So yeah. Oh, I could not send a fake name to the bar guy. There's been a lot of emails. So you have to send your real name.
Everybody's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, moving on to this is what he linked to.
But here's the thing. We've got 6 of these that they're actually recommending action on, right? And we know there were like 13 different bar complaints.
Were there 13? Only 13?
Or something like maybe more.
I would have thought so. Well, somebody pointed out there's 2 in Florida as well. And that's a case here with Cody Wilson, where he's no longer representing Cody Wilson, but he was. And at some point, he accused the opposing party in court documents of hacking his law firm website with absolutely no proof or reasoning whatsoever to back that up. So he does have a couple of complaints against him from the Florida case, as well as a request for sanctions. So we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, I didn't follow the case in its entirety, so there's a lot that I don't understand about all that, but I do know that much because I did go and look and see like what he was saying there. Because in one email he sent to opposing counsel, he was not doing his duty as an attorney, not keeping up and not responding in a timely manner, from what I could tell. And then they decided to seek sanctions against him, and he responded that he was so busy with a client in Arizona with the criminal indictment. And I was like, well, you've been very specific about how you're not representing Laura at all in her criminal trial. So why are you now using that as an excuse to not do your job with your, federal court case in Florida?
Weird.
No, it's not weird when you think about everything he's done. It's pretty par for the course.
I mean, this is a bad excuse.
Oh, terrible. Yeah, terrible. And if anything, because he puts so much stuff on the internet that they could easily pull up around the same time that he was not responding in his role as an attorney for Cody Wilson, not responding, that they could pull up things where he's saying, I don't represent Laura. I don't know. So not a good look.
And this was after the appeals work was done?
Because
there's plenty of time where he was probably working on the appeal documents.
No. He said specifically it was about the criminal, stuff in the email. And I would pull it up, but I don't want to waste time going through that docket right now. But I did pull it up before because I sent it to somebody and it was like, you need to look at this because they had a complaint. At the same
Remember
time.
that Medium blog that Laura wrote where she's like,
Which one?
It's like the diary. Like she wakes up every day and checks YouTube or something. And then she takes a nap or something. And then she calls Gingras, her rock, to plan their strategies.
Okay. Yeah.
I wonder if she just calls him up.
Probably. Did you see what Bruce said about me?
I've got 7 more indictments. David, do you know what's going on?
Good Lord.
Maybe she just calls him up and talks to him on the phone all the time.
Right. probably. Anyways, let's get into this. It's not. I know it says like page 6 of 43 or whatever. There's only 7 pages here, so it's not that bad. But on September 14th, Owens filed, and this is talking about the paternity case with Clayton. Owens filed pro se an expedited motion to seal court record, asking the court to seal the entire record in both the paternity case and the order protection case, as well as records that might be filed thereafter. On October 18th, Judge Mata issued an order denying her request. Okay. On January 17th, Corey
now wait,
Keith,
that would seal the entire docket, right? Like we wouldn't be able to see anything on the docket.
I
correct?
think so, but I'm not totally positive. I think so, but it was rejected, so obviously I never had to figure that out. So I'm not really sure. I don't want to say anything definitively, but I think that it would be so that yes, nobody could access that.
Okay,
that's my understanding, but I could be wrong. So
that'll be important later.
Yeah. On January 17th, Corey Keith filed a motion for confidentiality and preliminary protective order, which requested an order that would allow the parties to designate relevant discoverable information and depositions as confidential, which the parties would be prohibited from disseminating to anyone other than the parties and their counsel, absent a court order. The proposed order stated that only the parties, their attorneys, and their staff, the court, and expert and other witnesses would have access to the documents deemed confidential, but that the party designating a document as confidential could disclose it to any other person or entity that the designating party agreed to in writing. Here's my Banner Health login. The proposed order also stated that the confidential materials could be used only for the purposes of preparing for, conducting, participating in the conduct of, or prosecuting and or defending the paternity proceeding, and not for any business, personal, or other purpose whatsoever. But that was denied. So on February 21st, during a status conference, Owens' former counsel orally moved the court to readdress his motion for confidentiality. I think we remember that. It was like one of the last things Corey did before he withdrew. There was that status conference. That was the she lied moment, you know?
This is a very important status conference.
Yeah, it was. And she denied that as well. So a minute entry order regarding that status conference issued on February 21st. Which was entered on February 26th, stated, okay, and this is important. A minute entry order stated, it is further ordered denying counsel for petitioner Laura Owens' oral motion to reconsider regarding the ruling concerning petitioner's motion for confidentiality. Okay, and then it also said, okay, I think this was the same entry. Hang on. Further discussion is held regarding discovery and disclosure. Counsel petitioner addresses the court with an oral request to have the court order his client provide medical records, right? Let the record further reflect that no party shall disclose outside of themselves any medical or other documentation. So this includes exhibits. This is medical or other documentation.
Or other documentation.
Right.
That's important too.
And that's very clear also. Exhibits, medical records, etc. disclosed between the parties. So it doesn't say she gets free reign to do whatever the fuck she wants, but he doesn't, right? So it's very clear that anything disclosed between the parties should not just be posted freely on fucking Twitter, because that was her concern, that it was all going to go on the internet. But it was her own attorney who did that. And now he's arguing that he didn't do anything wrong, even though the judge clearly wrote, don't fucking do that, you know? Like, good Lord. So I want to go back to a little bit about what he says here. Hold on.
But it was before my time, Lauren.
Yeah. Hang on. Dude, shut up. Okay. This predates. Okay, so that was on February 21st. And here he's talking about, Wooden objecting to Laura's request for protective order back in January, right? And that was before this order was put into place. Let's see here. Okay. Now, as we know on February 15th, and these are David's words, guys. Now, as we know on February 15th, Mata issued an order denying the confidentiality order. This was not a partial denial. She did not say, I'm denying this in part, but also granting it in part. She just denied the whole thing in its entirety, as always, with zero explanation. There was a whole fucking conference. It's not that hard to understand. I mean, he admitted, I can't remember if in the blogs or in the comments here, he admitted he never watched it. He did not watch the status conference. He did not watch the status conference, which he's now facing disciplinary action for.
And here's the thing. I think some of these requests, like you were saying before, these requests are like, don't even let the public see anything about the case, right? That's completely different then how do we handle the rules of discovery between the petitioner's counsel and the respondent's counsel for things that aren't even going to be on the docket potentially? So if I'm one of the lawyers and you're one of the lawyers and I send you 10 pages of documentation, and then I write a motion that includes a paragraph from, 2 of those pages out of those 10, neither one of us gets to just throw the full 10 pages on the internet, right? The public either gets to see the motion or it doesn't. And orthogonally, you're just not supposed to take all of your discovery and shovel it onto the internet. These are 2 separate things. And he seems to be conflating these 2 things, saying it should either be all or nothing. And if they wanted all the discovery to not end up on the internet, they should have just made the entire case private, like the whole docket private from the public, which doesn't make any sense because you don't need to go that far.
Right.
You can simply say, we have a docket that the public can access for all the motions that have gone through the clerk, and maybe they've been redacted or whatever, and that's fine. And then there's discovery between the lawyers that has to happen because they have to have these medical records.
Yeah.
But you can't just they can't just magically appear on the internet. You can't just show up on Reddit. These are 2 different things. And it seems like he's mixing them up or trying to confuse the 2, conflate them.
Yeah, I really don't think it's that complicated. But if you're, somebody.
Well, that's my take on the whole thing. So
no. I'm just talking about him. Like, I think it's not that complicated. If you're somebody who really doesn't want to take accountability and you can kind of see where you went wrong and you're totally averse to responsibility or apologizing to anything, I can see why someone would act this way in response to that. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But that's a seriously dysregulated response. So this is
yeah. He's conflating things incorrectly. Yeah. And I think I say orthogonal with this case more than congruent because usually things are at odds more than they are in agreement. Right. When we're talking about these law cases or these criminal cases.
Yeah. So he says here in the comments of this post, I don't think I watched the hearing.
He doesn't think he watched it? But he might have? It's not like an Adam Sandler movie. Maybe I watched it. I don't think I did, though. Was Adam Sandler acting extra goofy? Maybe I did watch it. What is going on with this guy?
God, I don't know. But, imagine openly admitting that... you didn't do your due diligence before taking this case, clearly, by the way that he says this was before my time. Even in open court, the day of proceeding, this was before my time. Dude, you have to pay attention to the whole case. Even everybody knows that.
We even had a whole video.
Well, that happened before I took the case on, so that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Fuck that.
He didn't even have to... It's as easy as firing up Netflix. You can just watch the video of the status conference from February. It's not complicated.
Well, let's read the rest of this comment here, which is going to echo the sentiment of the blog. But just because we just read what Judge Mata had said, which it said, not just medical records, but exhibits of any kind, right, that are disclosed between parties should not just be openly shared. That's pretty obvious that that's what she was saying. It says, I don't think I watched the hearing, didn't need to, had 10,000 other more important things to do. I doubt that. While I agree, a judge certainly can make an oral order, that just isn't what normally matters. Okay, well, it was written down as well. What matters is what the judge put in writing, and Mata's written order was clear enough. She denied Laura's confidentiality request 3 times. Right? Okay.
That's fine.
And Laura always said she didn't understand what Mata meant by the one line. No, but you should understand. As a licensed attorney, you should understand. Even if she comes to you and she's like, I don't get it. You should fucking understand. Not to put that on your Twitter account. Good Lord. The one-line thing about medical records not being shared outside themselves, but it didn't just say medical records. It said exhibits.
Exactly.
Shared between the parties.
Anything.
This is so fucking simple. Records. What is wrong with you that you can't understand that? She took that to mean if Laura, gave medical records to Clayton, Clayton could not share them with JFC, and vice versa. I didn't see anything in that order
That's
about
fair.
JFC or only one side. But Dr. Dean's report was not a medical record, but it was an exhibit only shared.
Irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. It's not relevant. And there was simply no reason to seal it. It doesn't matter if the judge told you not to share that stuff outside of the parties. Don't do it. It doesn't matter if you think there's no reason not to do it. She said very clearly, don't do this. And you did it anyways.
Oh, boy.
It did not contain anything confidential. So what would have been the reason to seal it? Okay. And bear in mind, it was offered into evidence as a trial exhibit by Woodnick. So if the 221 order required the report to be sealed, then Woodnick violated the order in the same way I did? No. Including it as an exhibit, that's not like, no, including it as an exhibit in court is not the same as posting it online for everyone to see, especially when stuff that's exchanged between the parties is not supposed to be shared openly with random people on the internet.
You don't necessarily also, as the public, get access to every trial exhibit, do you?
No, because there was a lot of stuff in the from the pre-trial stuff that we couldn't see. Lots of exhibits that we couldn't see.
Yeah. So I think he's missing the nuance.
Yeah. Okay.
That there's discovery, and I don't know about exhibits. Cat Lady will tell me, like, if Woodnick puts it in an exhibit, does that mean the public can go get it? I don't think it does.
Right. No. So like I even asked for that stuff. So I called the courthouse. I emailed the courthouse and called them. And I was like, is there some way that we can get this stuff? And they said no. Which, fine. That's totally fine. I understand there's stuff we're not privy to. But like it's not that hard to understand that you can't just share everything with the public if that's not something that should be publicly shared, especially if the judge says, don't do this. Somebody says we need Omar on here. Dude, I agree, but Omar is 3 hours behind me, which is the problem. We have timing issues, unfortunately. I did talk to him earlier today, and I asked him if he wanted to hang out, and he said maybe later tonight.
What is he doing, streaming at midnight again? What is that guy doing?
Yeah, but it's only 9 p.m. for him, so.
I know. It's still kind of late.
Yeah, no, his kind of like, but we
also that thing about Laura didn't know what it means. That's why she hires a lawyer, so she doesn't have to know exactly what it means. Like, I'm just sitting here saying, like, I don't even know all the nuances of these rules. I'm not a lawyer. This is why I would hire a lawyer. Yeah, if I needed one.
No, he's just appearing incompetent right now. So, yeah, it's really stupid. Okay. So I just wanted to show one more time exactly what she said in this context. Let the record further reflect that no party shall disclose outside of themselves any medical or other documentation, exhibits, medical records, etc., disclosed between the parties. It's not hard to understand. Okay.
Very good.
All right. So he says, seems like that ship had sailed, right? Because as we know, there was a status conference. Okay. Corey Keith raised the issue of confidentiality, and the third time asking Mata to reconsider. She denied that request, making this the third time she ruled the same way on the same issue. Okay. But the confidentiality thing was a little bit different. So let's go back up to where he's talking about the confidentiality motion real quick. Hang on. Okay. Where is it? Okay. Man, I get lost in all this bullshit. Maybe it was on this one, actually.
What are we looking for?
It was. Sorry. Okay, so I'm looking at, like, because he's saying the motion for confidentiality was basically like, oh, that was denied, so it's a done deal. I can share whatever I want, right? So I want to read over it one more time. The motion for confidentiality that Corey Keith, filed, right? So it says requested an order that would allow the parties to designate relevant discoverable information and depositions as confidential, which the parties would be prohibited from disseminating to anyone other than the parties and their counsel, absent a court order. The proposed order explicitly stated that only the parties, their attorneys and their staff, the court, an expert, and other witnesses would have access to the documents deemed confidential, but the party designating a document as confidential could disclose it to any other person or entity that the designated party agreed to in writing. Okay. So this has an element where it's like, well, they can disclose it to anyone they want as long as the designating party agrees to it in writing. And she came back and said, just don't fucking share.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyways, I don't think this means what he thinks it means, but he didn't even listen to the hearing, even though it was very easily available to him. So the confidentiality thing was to seal the entire case, and this is Cat Lady's comment, and that was denied. Laura, through Corey Keith, complained falsely that her medical stuff was being leaked. Right. Well, Laura was giving out her password to random people on the internet and a Dropbox full for medical information. So Mata said that can happen for both sides. Right. Okay.
It's kind of like an opt-in versus opt-out setup. And then what are the exceptions to that in either direction if you have one versus the other?
Yeah.
And you can have different options. You could have opt-in or opt-out. You could have opt-in, but then there's all these goofy exceptions like, well, if everybody agrees, then we can do this or that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the judge was just trying to make it very simple, right? You have a public docket. You have things the lawyers have to share. Oh, yeah, I think I don't know what's going on. It's my weather.
You're back now. You're back. Yeah.
But, so I think the judge is just trying to make it real simple. Like there's an open docket. The lawyers have to share things. Just don't give it to anybody else.
Yeah.
Whether it's medical information or something else.
Well, I also think it's one thing if like you file a motion, if something pops up on the public docket where the public can go access it. And there's another thing when you're sharing it on your Twitter account. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a little different, but I maybe I'm wrong. So I could.
Well, I mean, if let's say there's a paragraph from a deposition and I put it in a motion versus I put it on Twitter. I mean, is there really a difference? It's the same information.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tiff says, like when Laura filed for indigent status in her criminal case, the motion was public, but the exhibit with financial details was sealed. This is not uncommon. He's an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if Colesrud had taken that financial spreadsheet or whatever it was, just threw it on Twitter, like, bro, you probably shouldn't be doing that. These are simple issues. Yeah. So the other thing, I was talking to some people earlier who are probably related to the law career, and they were like, the thing Mata says, because they cut out what she said. She said it goes without saying. What other people were telling me is this is just how you normally do things. If the lawyers are exchanging things, you don't just make it all public. It has to go through the docket first, and then that's part of the public record.
Yeah.
So they were just sort of like, Mata's just telling them to do what everybody should have the manners to do in the first place.
Right. No, and I don't think that's something that they would have ever released to the public anyways. So you're right. Let's see. Omar says, honestly, these are very simple issues. Ginger's strategy has been to throw shit at the wall and to try to confuse. Problem is when you're wrong every single time, it loses effectiveness. Well, also, there's just so much shit on the wall that more shit is just not going to, it's not going to cause more of an issue than we already have. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Because it's about trust. And right now, the level of trust with Gingras or Laura is very low. I think I've said it before. If Laura or Gingras said 2 + 2 = 4, I would go get a math textbook out and just double check because I don't trust them very much.
Right. Okay, let's see. We're not going to read his whole blog, but we'll read a little bit more. Let's see. So Mata had reconsidered her 2 prior orders denying confidentiality. Of course, Mata denied that request. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now as everyone knows, after denying Laura's desperate pleas for confidentiality, okay, bitch. Yeah, desperate because you don't want to just be, like getting caught in your lies. So of course you're going to like freak out a little bit, especially if you're Laura who knows that freaking out usually gets you what you want. And that's what she's been, raised to believe. That's what her parents, her family have reinforced to her every time she's faked a medical condition or a fake pregnancy or, threatened suicide or anything like that. So of course, sure, I'm sure it was desperate, but that doesn't make it correct. That doesn't mean she had a valid reason. It just means that she's freaking out because she believes people will react in the way that she wants them to if she freaks out. So that doesn't actually inspire the emotion that you're hoping to inspire with that. Actually, it's quite pathetic, in my opinion. So, Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to ask for confidentiality after going on Reddit, going to the Sun, making a TEDx talk, doing a podcast, having websites. I mean, the poop is out of the horse.
Yeah. Can I get you to read from now here while I send Omar a link to join us?
From where to what?
Where it says now as everyone knows.
Oh, yes. Now as everyone knows, after denying Laura's desperate pleas for confidentiality 3 times in a row, Mata dropped this bizarre little one-liner in the same order. Why is it bizarre? It's not bizarre if you go watch the February status conference video. It's very clear from the context of the conversations that lawyers have with the judge. Let the record further reflect that no party shall disclose outside of themselves any medical or other documentation, exhibits, medical records, etc., disclosed between the parties. Apparently, according to people who have never practiced law, I think probably the bar has practiced law. But anyway,
you think so?
This one-line statement represents an order, a quote-unquote order. I'd like fries with that, which apparently completely reversed Mata's 3 prior orders. And this is the conflation right here. So if you're saying, I'm not going to seal the entire docket from the public, it doesn't to say when you guys share stuff between yourself, don't put it on Twitter. It's not a reversal. It's not a binary thing.
Hello,
right?
sir.
These are 2 different things.
Do I hear the kids?
No, that's the TV in the background.
Oh, are you watching Demon Hunters or whatever?
I am watching Coming to America.
It's like almost the same, right?
All right. Well, now I'm going to go over here because
okay.
I got a good 5 to 10 minutes in me, and so I figured I'd join in because I'm just
somebody says they're waiting on Moist and Mealy, so I figured it was a good time to bring you in.
Moist and Mealy. Which one is Moist and which one is Mealy?
I don't know, but Lori Jane says she's waiting on Moist and Mealy. I think both of them are you.
Gross.
Well, you came up with that shit. So, you're the one always saying it.
That was Cassidy's thing.
I thought the apple was mealy.
The apple being mealy, yes. Omar said mealy cunt, though.
No, Lauren. Cassidy said it was a mealy apple, and then Lauren turned it into mealy cunt.
No, you turned it into mealy cunt. I told you it was gross.
Yeah, but where did moist come from?
That was definitely Lauren. Had to have been.
Everybody says moist to me because I hate it. So
it was probably me then. I probably did it.
You probably did, yeah.
I don't know. Only if there were feet involved.
I mean,
no, I like that.
In Vaseline.
That's why you need to.
That's actually my thing.
That's why you need to carry a towel.
I always have a towel for my feet.
I don't ask any questions.
You know, I don't know if we're really staying on topic here. Anyways, were you? Have you read any of this, Omar, or like the stuff that came out today, or anything? No.
Well, I've known a lot of this stuff just in the background, and so now that it's finally becoming public, I understand there was a unanimous vote. I guess my question is, do we know which specific bar complaints this is referring to?
We have the numbers, but we don't know the details.
Well, one of them was Cat Ladies. One of them was Judge Mata's, I guess, and one of them was Dr. Dean's, I think, because he's talking about Dr. Dean's and Judge Mata, so we can assume those. But then there's 3 other ones that we don't really know. And I asked Layla because they had reached out to Layla.
Well, one of them is Mike's for sure.
Okay, that's what I thought. And then I asked Layla, but she doesn't have her laptop with her, so she can't look up the number for her complaint. So one of them might be, though, because they just asked her, after the long time of hearing nothing, they just asked her to submit some more stuff, like pretty recently on the portal or whatever.
Okay.
So I'm assuming one of them is probably hers, but I can't confirm right now.
So Omar,
I should probably, you know what? Go ahead.
Oh, my understanding is the Arizona Supreme Court is effectively overseeing the bar, and they are the ones that had to do this vote and approve to let the bar proceed with disciplinary charges on these 6 counts.
Yeah, that seems to be their process.
How when you hear about this, like there's 6 counts, from the bar and a disciplinary process that was sourced from, I don't know, 13 plus bar complaints.
Yeah.
How unusual is this? Like, what is this? Is this day to day, or is this like once in a lifetime, or what's going on?
Well, every attorney has bar complaints. There's no attorney that practices that does not have bar complaints.
I filed like
have
7 against Omar.
Probably. So. Rachel has a bar complaint as a result of this case. I'm sure one of my bar complaints came from David Gingras. But it's exceedingly rare where multiple complaints all converge at the same time, where you're being disciplined for them at the same time. Because what that reflects is a period of time where he's just completely gone off the rails. And it seems to be like there was probably an influx of bar complaints right after the trial, maybe. I don't know if anybody filed before June. Maybe Dave might have. I don't remember.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, but initially, I remember that the reporting was that these bar complaints were getting ignored. But then there was such a heavy volume of them. And then there started to become more credibility with the people that were filing the bar complaints. When Judge Mata lobbies a bar complaint, they're going to take that a little more serious. In California, I don't think it goes to the California State Supreme Court to figure out if there's probable cause to discipline or not. But the fact that he's getting disciplined for all, I guess at least 6, right? At the same time, it's a big deal. And he's not getting out of this one. And he knows it. And I tried to read one of his blogs from a couple of days ago. I don't even remember what I read.
Yeah.
But it was just, I wanted to comment so bad. I refrained. I was just going to comment LOL, like in capitals, exclamation mark. Because it was hilarious. It's like, what is he even saying? I don't even know what he's trying to argue at this point. He's trying to argue case law about whether or not he could depose Judge Mata. He's ranting about arguments that don't exist. He's become such an irrelevant figure. Whatever stature he accumulated over the course of a 25-year career has been completely obliterated. And it's a shame because when this is all over, his legacy is not going to be anything that he's done over the course of a 25-year career. It's going to be his spectacular implosion that we're all witnessing in real time that is coming to a head. And that's what, when you think of the name David Gingras, that's what you're going to remember him for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like he had nothing, right? It's not like he had nothing, because he was in a couple documentary things. He used to be interviewed and talked mostly about the Dirty case and stuff. And he talks a lot about Colin Farrell and whatever involvement he had with that. But, it's not like he had nothing. He was never a famous person, but it's not like he didn't have anything to be proud of. But now he's just kind of completely erasing that with this meltdown.
That's what I mean. I don't even care about the celebrity stuff. There was a point in time where he was a respectable attorney,
right? Probably
within the first decade of his career or so. At some point, he went off the rails. If you look at the history of this guy's life, he's had a long history of committing crimes and behaving poorly and preying on these obscene urges that he has. And it's caught up to him later in life. And so maybe he was a decent person, a decent attorney, and maybe he did have some kind of credibility such that lay people would listen to him because he spoke with a certain measure of confidence, which is not that difficult to do. If you're a lawyer and you know how the law works, it's not that difficult to convince people that you know what you're talking about. So it doesn't surprise me that he wound up in the circles that he did. What does surprise me, I think, speaks more to his mental deterioration. And you can speculate all day about the source of that mental deterioration, whether it's substance abuse, maybe he's got a sickness, maybe it's just simply old age, maybe his brain is just simply deteriorating because of the force of his poor diet. Whatever you want to say it is, he's not the same guy. He's far from his prime. He's not even that old, but the way that he reasons law, even in his blogs, is so beyond the pale of what a professional attorney would ever write. Even in Mike's case, in his intervener motions, his motions were just completely unhinged, off the rails. I don't know what you would even call that. And every attorney that I heard read his motions and try to make sense of it all was like, what in the hell am I even reading right now? And so
the judge called it a sideshow.
Yeah.
Well, Judge called a sideshow, wasn't even going to address it. I didn't feel the need to address it because it was such an obvious sideshow and it had nothing to do with anything. And honestly, it really had nothing to do with me. It was all about JFC and Laura Neidigh and Loud Little Ducky and Echoes of the Tabernacle. I think he was in there. I don't remember. I think Bruce was in there at one point.
Bruce it was just photos. Bruce and I got a couple photo ops that we didn't ask for. So, I mean,
it's my glamour shots, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was going to supply responses, yeah, it was just going to be like, none of this is about Mike. None of this is about this case. It's not even about me. This is just about the internet saying mean things about him and his former client. I don't understand what we're doing here. Right. And the judge graciously said, yeah, we're just going to dismiss all of this because it's a sideshow. It's irrelevant. And he's become irrelevant. He's not going to have a law license soon. I think, and I don't know the exact rules for this, but I'd imagine that California is going to have a look at his professional record if he does in fact get disbarred in Arizona. California might take a closer look at what he's done in California, or what he's doing in California, because his behavior has necessarily leaked into California by virtue of Mike's case. To the extent that he tried to insert himself in as whatever it was that he was doing, it doesn't matter. The point is that his blogs are so insignificant that you can't really read them for educational benefit. You can't even read them like to garner a point that he's trying to make. It's simply the witnessing of a train wreck, and that's what he's become.
Yeah, I think the problem, the way I looked at it before, was with a court case like Owens v. Echard, or even the Owens v. Maricini, or the criminal case. We have a docket. We can look at the things people file, and we can go back and forth. We can say the petitioner did this, the respondent did that, the judge did this minute entry. We can look at all this and examine it and talk about it. With this, it's just he's ranting about this bar investigation, which is really like a private matter between him and the bar. And it's more a professional matter. It's not a court case. So I can't read like a filing by the bar guy, right? Because it's not a docket. So to me, it doesn't have the same context or value. I can't do anything with it, right? Because it's just him ranting, and I don't know if he's right or not about his ranting, other than the things I can figure out that don't make sense.
Spoiler alert, he's wrong. He's 100% wrong.
No, I mean,
all of the legal points he's trying to make, just know that he's wrong on virtually all of them.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I mean, he doesn't have a good track record in terms of motions and cases and appeals and all that for these things.
Even in the cases that I have personal professional experience with this guy, I've never seen him make a salient legal point in any filing that he's ever written. Even the intervention stuff, he got the law wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't even figure out the safe harbor provision for trying to file sanctions.
And that's
under
wild
128 in California.
That's wild because if you go back and, who is it? Melissa Jade's been reading the Medium blogs. Laura lauds him for like finding this Rule 26 thing, which, by the way, her previous lawyers had been bringing up Rule 26 prior to Gingras showing up. So I don't even think that's his original idea. He just ran with it. And the real response was that Woodnick got punted on Rule 26 because he had Rule 25 and he had other ways to get sanctions and fees.
Right.
It didn't matter. So you punt to avoid litigation expense. It's not a win. It's just it's just moving things around on the chessboard that don't matter.
This guy was so desperate for a win. Like, he called his intervention motions a victory. And the basis for him doing that was, I asked for an ex parte motion to basically shorten time because these motions were going to be heard on the same day of our trial. So I said, hey, let's not hear these on trial. Let's set an earlier date to hear all the more motions, unless you just want to rule on the pleadings. And the judge just basically set an earlier time. And then when the judge did that, he declared it a victory for him. He said, Omar lost. Like, he even blogged about it. Like, he was so desperate for a victory. Like, he wanted to hold on to this one little thing.
Yeah.
I don't understand his mentality right now.
Yeah.
I don't understand what basis of logic that he operates under. And honestly, if I didn't dislike him so much, I would be genuinely worried for his mental health, because the guy seems to be spiraling into a very bad and dark place. And honestly, I'm not really worried for him so much as I am the people that are around him, because he's becoming a very dangerous person, because he has very little to lose, and he's going on these unhinged rants on his YouTube videos and in his blogs. So who knows?
Well, I mean, it's ironic, that gets a DUI, where everybody knows drunk driving is very dangerous, because not just because you might injure yourself, but you might injure a bunch of other innocent people, bystanders, right?
Well,
so what you're saying is very congruent with the path of both his regular life and his legal life.
It's just, I don't know, I don't know where it's headed for him. I'm not sure he knows where he's headed. I think he had at one point said he's going to move out of the country, and then I guess he's moving to Texas, or he's moving to, I don't know. I thought I read that somewhere. I don't know where he's going to be. I don't think he knows where he's going to be.
He sold his boat.
He might be having financial troubles, and he doesn't have a way to make money because he's not going to be a lawyer anymore.
Right.
And he's not very good as a content creator.
But he seems to be pretty good at doing floor tiling. Maybe he can get into that.
Although I heard even the floor tiling is kind of flawed.
Oh,
but I don't know. He did better than I could do. I'm not a floor tiler. I just pay somebody to do that. I do not have the knees to do that, honestly.
I would never attempt. So I would never try. It's never going to happen. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, somebody saying when he joined YouTube, Dave was complimentary, Lauren was giving him a fair shake, Omar tried being neutral, he received so much more respect than he deserved from them all. No, yeah, he could have made like it was never going to give him the money that he makes as an attorney, or made as an attorney, I should say, because now he works for free. But he wasn't doing terrible. Like, he could have been something enough to get like a little bit of supplemental income to help him out here and there. But he's not gonna get anywhere the way he's going right now. So.
I can't imagine if 53 years old, he doesn't have some kind of reserve in the bank for, retirement or whatever. Like, he could have, and he could still find something else to do. I'm sure. It's just that I don't think that he ever foresaw that he was going to get disbarred in 2025 or 2026, if that's what it comes to. Yeah. And so I think that the reality of that is coming home to roost for Gingras. And I guess he's going to have to make some decisions. I don't know. But the way that he's talking on his blogs is literally, it's just this unhinged blob of stream of consciousness nonsense.
And the other problem I have with Omar, let's just sort of reverse things and say the bar was investigating a bunch of bar complaints about you, and they were saying maybe they were going to refer you to a disciplinary committee.
Yeah.
And all this jazz, right? And the vote passes. When do you mount your defense? Like, it's because to me it seems like Gingras is making another mistake where he's trying to litigate his defense too early, because they haven't done anything to him yet, right?
I guess
they're investigating, and they're saying, well, we finally got to the point where we have this vote, but they haven't, like, he hasn't been punished yet, so why would he mount a defense now? Is this a mistake? Like, is this how you would go about it? What's the?
Well, I think that he probably has a pretty good idea of what the discipline is going to be. And I think that he's reading the tea leaves, and there's not really going to be much coming back for this. Like, it could be like, what's it going to be? Like a year suspension, 2-year suspension, if not complete and total disbarment. Yep. And if they do that, sometimes they'll say that, all right, suspended for a couple of years, or suspended for a period of time, and then you got to pass the Arizona State Bar and like the moral character examination again, or something like that. Like, they'll set like these benchmarks that he's got to meet. And most attorneys, fascinatingly enough, after you've been an attorney for a while, it's really, really freaking hard to pass the bar, because you no longer think like a law student. You think like a lawyer. And that is the wrong way to take the California State Bar or the Arizona State Bar, I'd imagine. And so I've seen attorneys like the sharpest and the brightest, and they've been disbarred, and then all they got to do is pass the bar, and they can practice law again, and then they're studying, and they're like failing it over and over and over again. And it's just so hard to get back to law student mode. And so I really believe that he's just seeing the writing on the wall, And if he thought that there was a chance he's not going to get disciplined, or if he thought that he was going to get away with like a slap on the wrist, then he wouldn't be talking about it publicly like this, because there was a long period of time where he wasn't discussing any of this public. The reason why he's throwing these temper tantrums in his blog is because he knows what's coming, and everybody else knows what's coming. And there's not much of a defense to it, because there's such a mountain of evidence that goes to speak to his malfeasance. I don't think that he can come back from it. And if he's really going with well, it's my First Amendment right, attorneys don't get First Amendment rights the way that normal people do. You can't just say whatever you want, because you have to uphold your moral, ethical standards, which is to say you have to conduct yourself like an attorney. And he has not upheld that, no matter what measurement you want to throw in there. And so I think that this is just him lashing out, honestly. He's backed into a corner that he's not going to get out of. And when you have a rat backed into the corner, they do one of two things: they cower, or they try to strike out and bite until they're dead. And that's kind of what Gingras is doing. In fight or flight, he is in fight mode.
Yeah, I'm a little confused about this. Well, I guess I'm confused for a reason, because it's bullshit. But like this whole right of free speech, First Amendment thing that he's going after them with. He's like, I'm going to sue them for anti-SLAPP and stuff. I'm like, that's not really the purpose of an anti-SLAPP suit, right? It's not really a matter of, like, you have the right to your speech or whatever, but you don't really have the right to behave in any sort of crazy ass way and still remain a member of a certain organization, from my understanding.
Yeah, I can use, like, for example, I think that all of his, I don't know the details of all of the violations that he's being charged with. I just know that if you conduct yourself in a certain way during court proceedings, or conduct yourself in a certain way with a judge, or you violate certain protections with your clients, then it doesn't matter what your First Amendment rights were. You still had an ethical duty to conduct yourself like an attorney, not like some guy that just found a bar license on the floor. I have this card. I got this bar card. Let me just go say whatever I want. It's like, hey, let me just file this intervention motion and just write whatever I want. And it's going to be equivalent of my 12-year-old junior high school diary. And I'm just going to hope the judge, or use this opportunity to say whatever it is that I want about anything. That's an improper use of court resources, of filing a motion. And in this case, that's not even the worst of it. Like, he intimidated a witness in Mike's case.
Right.
He impugned the character of Judge Mata in another case. He has done a number of things as far as revealing sensitive information from people that didn't deserve to be revealed. I think he doxed you. He doxed Loud Little Ducky. He doxed a name random person that he's had a personal tiff with. Myself, he's put my name and address out there.
Yeah. Well, my home address is uploaded to his website, and like, people pointed that out to him and said, because, you know, my only interaction with him ever was saying, I don't want Laura to be receiving this harassment she claims to be receiving. I noticed that you published her address and personal information on your tweet, like the thing you tweeted. You might want to redact that. And then he goes in and publishes my home address and phone number, and then people pointed out to him, and he's like, nah, I'm not going to fix it.
Yeah, his very first document drop on Twitter when he got on this case had a name and address in there that shouldn't have been in there. And people pointed it out to him, and he just didn't care.
Yeah. So I want to point out, just before it leaves my brain. So he's talking about that order from Mata, which says, like, the medical records or exhibits that are shared between parties, they're not supposed to share that with people outside of the parties. So things that are exchanged between the parties are not supposed to be shared with just like random people or on the internet. He's saying that that is unconstitutional prior restraint of free speech.
Well, that's bullshit, because there's stuff that he shared with me in private that I won't throw out there publicly on a 66-minute phone call that was famously made famous in his intervention motions. You don't just get to share whatever you want because you think it's funny. Like, if there's private stuff, or there's confidential things, or like you're told things in confidence, you don't just get to go and advertise that on your blog or on the internet or on YouTube videos or otherwise. And so when it comes to stuff that the judge has ordered that's strictly to stay between the parties, then you keep it between the parties. Like there's stuff in the case that I just litigated with Owens that is strictly between me and her through our email communications that will never get out unless she decided to put it out. But if I were to put it out, I could not claim, hey, First Amendment rights. She sent it to me, so therefore she waived her protections or privileges. That's just not how that works.
Yeah. It's just, I just feel like it's weird to double down on that. So the First Amendment thing, the, restraints on prior restraints on free speech. I'm like, it confuses people, I think, because it's like, it's not the same as just like some random person who, like, say, Dave, when she tried to get that order against Dave, the judge didn't grant her a preliminary order or a temporary order saying that was, unconstitutional because it would be a prior restraint on like free speech. That is a proper use of that, right? But in this scenario, he's a lawyer and he's not supposed to be doing this in the context of his case. So it's a little different. So.
Honestly, I don't know all the details of what the specifics of that bar complaint were, but if the judge,
she tried to get a restraining order against Dave, or harassment order, or something like that.
Laura Owens
against who?
Dave Neal.
Oh, what are we even talking about right now?
So I was saying, like, in his case, the judge said no, like he wouldn't grant the order. The judge would not grant the order without a hearing, like no temporary order or anything like that, because it was an unconstitutional prior restraint on free speech.
Sure.
That's an appropriate use of that concept.
Yes. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about something completely different. You switched topics on me.
It's all kind of muddied together.
The thing with the First Amendment that gets to me, Omar, which maybe you can help with, is Gingras likes to argue that the bar or the bar guy is effectively like an agent. What's the correct term? They're not a government agency, right? They're overseen by the Supreme Court of Arizona, but they're more of an actor for the state, not a state representative. What's all the nuance here? Because I think he's trying to conflate all that and say his First Amendment argument is more valid because it's the state trying to impose limitations on him. And I'm like, it's just the bar. They're like your boss. If you got a job at the Italian restaurant, you can't just say free speech. I can during my shift, I can do whatever I want. You have to do what your employer has created standards. Like you said, you have to behave like a lawyer, right? You can't, you have to be a professional. If you're working at the Italian restaurant, you can't just say First Amendment. So what's the nuance with the bar versus like the Arizona Supreme Court or the feds, or how does the First Amendment play into these job functions?
I don't know specifically how it works in Arizona, but I think what he's trying to do is make an argument that the government is impinging on his First Amendment rights, as opposed to like a private agency such as the state bar that is hired to regulate the conduct of attorneys in any given state. And so if the Arizona State Bar has a professional model of conduct that they want all attorneys to adhere to, then they have the right to discipline through their licensing procedures an attorney that runs afoul of that conduct, regardless of whether or not the malfeasor thinks that they've had their constitutional rights violated or not. It's like you don't get to tell Home Depot how to train their employees or how they must conduct themselves. They have their own specific set of rules of how they want to conduct their employee-employer relationship. And so I've heard that he's trying to conflate that with like a government restriction against his First Amendment rights, and therefore it's a Supreme Court issue or something like that. It's just nonsense. It's not how that works.
Okay.
And forgive me if that's not the argument he's trying to make. That's just the way that I've understood it through like 50 different sources of hearing this brought to me. And so that's me trying to make sense of what David is trying to argue, because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And
I still don't understand what his beef is with the bar guy.
Yeah. I'm just trying to be real precise with the language, but I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know all the context around it. So it's,
and honestly, don't take what I'm saying too seriously, because I have not sat down and read all the rules about how the Arizona State Bar functions. separate and apart from, the Arizona state government or the federal government for that matter. Just,
Right.
I'm trying to make sense of what I understand Gingras' argument to be, because honestly, I don't get what his beef is with the bar guy, Jim, other than Jim is not buying into Gingras' bullshit and he's not doing what Gingras wants him to do.
Shocking.
Well, I mean, he says that the bar guy, what was it that he said? He had cognitive deficits or something?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so,
that was wild.
no, I guarantee you. So he said that about the bar guy, that he has cognitive deficits. I guarantee you that he would have something to say about me, saying that he is visibly deteriorating over the course of like 24 to 25. In my layperson's opinion, it looks to me like David Gingras is in a state of enhanced mental deterioration. Take that for what it's worth.
You're going to cause a whole new YouTube video from.
Oh, Bruce.
I'm sure.
You realize that?
Oh, there he is.
Oh, well. Oh, did I just dip out?
No,
you're good. It was Bruce. Bruce freezes a little bit occasionally, but yeah, we're good. Yeah, no, I can't keep up with all his bullshit anymore. I know I have a friend who has been just typing his blogs into AI and then saying, like, give a response to this basically about how stupid it is. And then he pastes the comments on David's blog. And then David just argues with the AI comment. And then he made an entire blog responding to this guy, Bobby. And he's still doing it. He's still in his latest blog. He's still responding to Bobby. Bobby is a copy paste of ChatGPT.
You want to know what's a better plan? You should make ChatGPT agree with David Gingras' blog and leave comments in agreement with Gingras and see what he does with those. I think that's a much more fun game.
No, I'm kind of tempted, but I'm not going to do it. I've as tempted as I've been. I have never commented on his blog. I've never commented on. Well, actually, that's not true. I commented on his blog one time, a long time ago, to ask people not to mock Laura's appearance.
I'll tell you this.
That was the one time.
I've probably spoken to, I don't know, something like over 20 different attorneys about their opinions about David Gingras' writing output. I've never encountered a single attorney and had them tell me that, yeah, this is a brilliant piece of writing. It's always the same reaction, like, what even is this? What is he asking for? What is he on about? It's always some combination of those three things.
Right. Oh my God. All right, guys. I think we went over everything I pretty much wanted to go over. It's so late right now. I'm probably gonna get.
All right. Well, I'm gonna dip out now. I just wanted to come on and talk shit for like 20 minutes.
No, I appreciate that. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, man.
Good to talk to you.
All right. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
All right, chat. Let me read this one super chat. I have Marissa Marie MF. I saw this earlier, but I wanted to read it. Thank you for the $20. I was watching Melissa Jade's live stream earlier. She was covering Laura's deleted Medium blogs, and her cringe AF TED Talk and her channel gets struck. It says stream unavailable, suspended for policy violations. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Laura, she always tries to get our stuff taken down. It's rarely successful, but I wouldn't be surprised.
If she played the TED Talk, that might do it.
I mean, I've played some of the TED Talk before, though. So
yeah,
that's not really a reason for YouTube to immediately like shut down your stream,
Yeah, but if she was trying to watch the entire thing,
I don't know if she was.
That might do it.
I don't know if she was trying to watch the entire. Somebody tell us if she was trying to watch the entire.
That sounds like her style because she was reading all the Medium blogs all the way through.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
That's kind of her style.
Was she stopping, like pausing and talking? I'm assuming she was like pausing and talking because she usually does comment, right?
I would hope so.
But yeah, she was playing the entire thing. Okay, so I didn't see it before it got removed. So, but still, that's not really a reason to remove it in the middle of a stream. That's something that like would get struck after the fact. Because if it's a copyright thing and it's a TED Talk, then TEDx would have to file a strike, and that takes a while to process. So like even when people file a strike to get stuff taken down, you can see that YouTube doesn't respond to that for a while. Usually it takes at least a day. So that's very odd. It's very odd.
Knows.
She was playing it and stopping to comment. Yeah, that's very strange. Even if she let it run for a while without talking, that's not a reason for YouTube to come in and be like, we have to stop this now. You know what I mean? Like that's very, very.
Because she has other videos where she was just reading through the Medium blogs.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything happened to those.
Yeah. No, that's really strange, dude. I've seen lives get struck midstream. I mean, it's not unheard of, but it's kind of, I would say it's rare, at least. If you're not doing something that's like, like a huge public interest, and it's like not a huge deal. Like it's just kind of strange that they didn't take a minute to review it before they did that. Marissa says yes, but it was very frequent commentary. Yeah, that's fair use, dude. That's fair use.
Sometimes YouTube, I think it's got automation that can be very picky. Like sometimes Dave will be doing work with Dave, which is not public and it's not even monetized on a stream. And if he plays, like part of a music video too much, they'll kick his video. Yeah. So
music
I've seen it happen.
Usually I get demonetized for playing like music videos or something. Like I got demonetized for playing part of the SpongeBob song once, but they didn't kick my stream. You know what I mean? So it's very odd.
They'll just kick the stream.
Very odd the way they pick and choose to do that. Huh. All right. Well, I got to get to bed, guys. It's 11:15. I got some stuff I got to do before I get in bed. So, all right. Appreciate that. And unless you can think of anything that we didn't cover, but I'm pretty sure we got it all. So.
Oh my gosh.
Good.
I don't know. Do you have a My Little Pony, Lauren? Like, which My Little Pony are you?
There's more than one?
Yeah, there's all kinds. You don't know the world of My Little Pony?
No. No. Somebody says Dark Hearts with Stacey Lee coverage of LO and CE is very cringe. Yeah, I heard a little bit about that, and then I read some of her comments, and I'm not gonna engage with her content because it's a little rough from what I've seen, and these are comments that I've read myself, so I'm kind of like,
yeah,
you seem a little, because she's like, I guess people pointed out, and I understand people get annoyed, right? And I understand how frustrating it is to be on the receiving end of that, because Bruce and I tried to do some commentary on Sarah Boone once, and people were very critical of that because we don't know the entire case, and so I know how hard it is to be on the receiving end. Yeah, but I deleted most of the comments.
I thought we did pretty good. I don't know.
I thought so too, but
whatever, man.
Anyways, people who follow that case
letters. We were just reading handwritten letters,
right? But people who follow the case religiously came in and, why didn't you say this? Why didn't you say that? Blah blah blah. I'm like, because I don't have all the time in the world. I have a job, so I can't. But I understand how it is to be on the receiving end of that, and to just want to be kind of like a casual follower. But at the same time, you can't like attack people. Like what I would say in response to that was just like, I'm sorry, I probably can't meet your expectations because I don't have all the time to watch the entire trial and like get every detail right. I do just want to comment on these one or two things that I had some thoughts about, but if you are looking for a very thorough, detailed somebody with a good background in this case, I probably can't give you what you need. You should watch a different channel. And that's the honest truth. But to attack somebody and be like, well, I'm right and you're wrong, when you clearly haven't researched what you're talking about, is a little bit of a different strategy that I wouldn't recommend.
It's not really a dialogue.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not going to engage.
You want to have a conversation, right? And because like you're saying, it is good to set the context. Are we trying to cover a story at the 10,000 foot level, the 1,000 foot level, or the 5 foot level?
Right.
And there's different strokes for different folks. Some people want the 10,000 foot entertainment tonight, 30-second thing. Some people want the 5 foot, every single detail laid out on Padlet. Yeah. And everything in between, right? So as long as as long as you're sort of honest about what level you're doing, like I feel like when we looked at Sarah Boone, we were like, look, we're just going to look at these letters. We're new to the case. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah. But as long as you can have a dialogue about it, right? Like that was the thing with was it Melissa Jade? Like she'll ask, right? She'll interact. She'll say, is it really true Gingras is working for free? And I had a comment where I said, well, he claims he was paid for the case, but he claims he's doing the appeal work for free. And so then she reads the comment. So, there's a dialogue there. With the other channel, this Stacey channel, I don't think there was much of a dialogue going on there.
She was just kind of aggressive in response to the criticism. So even the friendly criticism was like, or like constructive criticism, you know what I mean? So it's kind of, somebody says Melissa Jade's live is up now, so that's good.
Oh, good.
Right. I just wanted to put this comment up because I haven't seen Hellville in a while, so I hope you're doing well. Anyways, I got to take off now, guys, because it's 11:20. So thanks, everyone. I appreciate you. We will see you all soon.
Rock and roll.
Bye.